Hi, I'm Kathy Cano-Murillo, artist and author and all-around Crafty Chica here in Phoenix, Arizona. This is a peek inside my studio, and here are all of the different books that I have authored or even blank journals that I've designed. I have written 12 books, everything from nonfiction to fiction and all forms thereof, and it all starts with this, art journaling, which is what we're going to work on together today. This specific journal I've had for 12 years, and I take it with me when I travel. I take my watercolor set with me. I take a set of markers, and this journal just allows me to play with color and texture, and sometimes I'll even have people decorate a page for me, but it's just a way to unwind. It helps calm my nerves and my thoughts so that I can daydream. And I'm going to work on a new page in this journal, and I'm inviting you to join me. This is what we're going to do today. So what you need, and I know I misspelled received, but it's art. It's okay. It's my private journal. What you're going to need for this project is some masking tape, different types of markers or paint pens, maybe some watercolors, and a blank page. It can be a blank journal, or it could be some art paper. It can be a piece of printer paper, whatever you'd like. It's a super easy process, but it comes out looking really, really cool. You're going to take your masking tape and you're going to create a grid on your piece of paper. And after you do that, make sure your tape is nice and flush against the paper. You don't want it to stick too hard because we're going to peel it away at the end. But you just want it to be secure on there. And then you're going to go in with your watercolors. You can water down some craft paint, and with no rhyme or reason, you're going to fill up all of these spaces with color, just random designs and brush strokes. And if you need to pause this video while you work on your page, that is totally fine, because I do have this sped up. People often ask me, Kathy, how did you end up writing all of these books? How did it start? I'll tell you, I have known since childhood that I was going to be an author. I just knew it. I could see it. I could feel it. I started writing in 5th grade. I went on to become a features reporter and columnist for the Arizona Republic for 13 wonderful years, where I got to hone my craft. My first published book came shortly after I launched my Crafty Chica website in 2001. And I learned the lay of the land about writing book proposals for nonfiction books, like craft books or a cookbook. You need a nonfiction book proposal. And I wrote one on sewing. I wrote one on ceramics. I just wrote all of these different book proposals. And that's how the craft books came about, because I would pitch them to publishers. And even though I loved writing craft books, I knew I had it in me to write fiction, to write a women's novel. And I worked on it. I blogged about it. I participated in National Novel Writing Month. It was a journey, but long story short, I ended up selling that book in a 2-book deal. So I have 2 published novels. I'm working on my 3rd novel right now. It has been more than 10 years since my first novel came out, but you know what? I look at it like this is our life experience. We should feel free to do all the things that we want to do. There is no timeline. There is no too late or too early. So I'm okay that it took me 10 years to work on my 3rd novel. But in the meantime, I've had other books as well. Back to our journal page, let everything dry. And then you're going to break out your markers. And this is the fun part. You're going to go through and add some more accents to the little designs that you made earlier. Okay, so one of my most favorite books that I authored is called Forever Frida. And this is through Simon & Schuster. They asked me to do a really cool book about Frida, and I had such a good time making it. I visited La Casa Azul in Mexico City, and I took a bunch of pictures there, and I came back, and it was just so exciting to see the book come out. It's a bestseller. It's my best-selling book that I've ever authored. And the cool thing about it is, if you have happen to go to La Casa Azul, my book is on sale in the bookstore at Museo Frida Kahlo. That is a full circle moment. And that's why I love being an author, because it just takes you on so many different creative journeys. And this exercise that we're doing right now is one of the things that I do to create space for my creativity. So I can just take time to think through, think big, think magic wand style. And by that, I mean, if you had a magic wand to create the experiences that you have always wanted for your life, what would they be? And even better, what changes do you need to make in your life to turn those dreams into reality, to bring some of that energy into your day-to-day routine? The magic wand and the big dreams that we have, that's the background to this page that we've created. And now we're using the marker to outline within the masking tape. So this is adding some organization. So to apply this to our dreams that we have, once we get all of our dreams out there and we identify them, then we can start making an action plan and organizing them, maybe with a timeline or creating an outline of what the steps are that would need to be taken to do that. For example, with my novels, I was so afraid to start. That's why I did National Novel Writing Month, because it gave me the structure just to keep writing. And the one vision I always had through all of the tears of getting that book done was seeing it on the bookshelf at the bookstore. And you can see here I have some scribble lines that I'm going in there, and I think that was my subconscious telling me that it's okay to be messy. Not everything has to be absolutely perfect. We're just going through, but yet it's all unified because every square has a little bit of scribble drawings on them. So it's like organized chaos, I guess you could say. This is my first time trying this exercise, and I already know I'm going to do this again. This is so fun. Do you see why I love art journals so much? I will have a link to all of these supplies here with this video in case you want to get your own journal, but you could also find one at the craft store. Pick up watercolors, markers, whatever you think you'll need. This next part, I'm going to challenge you to do something that's a little more refined. We're going to draw a little motif inside each square. And I don't want you to stop and overthink about, oh, what should I do? I just want you to plunge through and go square by square and just start doodling something. It doesn't matter if you have drawing skills or not. This is just letting your right brain click in just to draw or doodle something. Here's my advice for anyone who wants to level up their creative skills. Practice, practice, practice. The more time that you spend drawing, doodling, writing, uninterrupted times of creativity, what this will do is it will push you to create a body of work where you can start noticing your own signature style. Pay attention to the patterns or motifs that keep showing up. These are coming from your subconscious, the story that is within you. And the only way to get them out is to write or draw or sing, anything like that. Now we're going to remove the masking tape very carefully so that we don't rip the paper. And this is where the fun happens, because once you pull away the tape, it's going to look very uniform and even, and it's like organized chaos, I guess you could say. And now we're going to go deeper. So you're going to look at all of these, and I want you to write a word that you think goes with each one. Again, do not overthink it. Just let this come out organically. Whatever the first word that pops into your head, write it down. As you're writing these out, I'm going to give you another idea of how you can do an exercise like this. Take some blank index cards and say maybe you start with 6 of them, and decorate one side of each card. Add the masking tape first around the edges so that it will look nice and clean, and Take the cards, turn them around, and write a little affirmation or a note to your future self on the back of each card. And now you have a deck of 12 cards. And if you're feeling down or you need some inspiration, you can go in and pull one of those cards and read the note that you wrote for yourself. You could also do this as a craft night. Give everyone 5 index cards, have them decorate them, write the affirmations, and exchange them with each other. Okay, here's where I misspelled receive, but it's okay. No one's gonna see this journal except us, right? Love how it turned out. And it's a wrap. Thank you so much for journaling with me, making a bracelet. Make sure to tag me at Crafty Chica if you make and show any of these projects. I would love to see them. And you can find me at craftychica.com. Thank you so much. Have a great day.